Ain't nothing wrong with getting your bunny on with Mac Man Morning Show very own Mr. Lee.
Well, when I was a kid, Mama looked at you before you got in the stove and said, look, I don't want no you don't put your hands on. You don't ask for shit. We ain't eating. We wait till we get home. But kids now, it's like, look, you know what you do in school, you know? He got a note saying that he's allergic to peanut butter, he's allergic to jelly, he's allergic to bread, he got gluten free, he gave me this, he gave me that, and then he got a note saying he got DDT, ADT, or Ritalin, or whatever. He can stand on tables, he can do whatever he want to do. What kind of is that?
It's a Mac Man Morning Show. 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 Sitting at home when you're in your car. It's a Mac Man Morning Show. No matter if you get far. It's a Mac Man Morning Show. You better tune in quick or you might just miss. It's a Mac Man Morning Show. The best show this side of the sea. It's a Mac Man Morning Show. 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 It's a Mac Man Morning Show.
And good morning to everyone on this beautiful Tuesday morning. You're listening to WKRA 92.7 on your FM dial. I'm James Mack. I'm here with the Mac Man Morning Show each and every weekday morning at 9 a.m. Central Time and 10 o'clock Eastern Time. And we're here and we're excited. This is another opportunity for us to be here and to experience this wonderful day. Got a little news, a little update. Our lead in, we got some information about a court case in one of the places that we frequent, and we've been talking. We just had trustee Kiana Belcher on this past week. Wonderful show. We got developments in that. It's a court case that has been settled. Is it a win-win? We're going to find out about that later today. We got some other topics from Mississippi that we're going to talk about. And also, early voting has started. Early voting has started all over the country. And we're asking you to please, if you can, get out and vote. It shouldn't be a thing about us not doing the things that we're supposed to do, and we have to stand up and do what our duty. We can sit back and complain all day, but if we don't do anything about anything, if we don't get up and do anything about the current situations that are going on, we have nothing to say. We got to be able to exercise that right. People have marched and have died, literally have died, for us just to have the right to vote, for people of African Americans, I'm talking to us, to have an opportunity for people to have. Everybody is benefiting from the civil rights movement. That means every citizen of the United States of America has a right to vote and to vote those people in government that represents them. So I wanted to say that this morning because there's a lot of things that are going on in governments and in municipalities everywhere, and it is just a shame. Whether you're Republican, whether you're Democrat, whoever you are, it makes it all just confusing sometime. Good morning to everyone on our YouTube channel. I'd like to say good morning to all of you that have come and been a part each and every morning here on WKRA 92.7 on your FM dial. I'd like to say good morning to our president and CEO, Miss Autry. We say good morning to you. Thank you very, very much for all that you do. And I'm going to get to the weather right quick. And beautiful day starting out. It's a little bit chilly outside, but we can deal with it. Listen, the southerly winds are coming, and that's going to bring more sunshine into the area and even going to warm up a little bit. We have been chilly for the last couple of days over the region that we're in. It's going to be comfortably cool this morning, followed by rapid temperatures. They're going to climb into the lower 80s, and it's going to be pretty mild. And we'll be in probably the mild and the mid 80s on Wednesday. It's going to be dry and stable, cool. The cold front is coming, and it's going to drop temperatures back into the way that we should be feeling in fall. It should be, I don't know, it's going to be chilly out there. But just look for Eastern Standard Time. We're going to have a time change. Not this weekend, but next weekend we'll return to Standard Time. And then people getting ready for trick or treat and Halloweeny. We ain't got many people. They still wearing their Halloween masses and things like that. Nowadays, I ain't talking about folks, but some people do. They dress up all year round. So we ain't celebrating that, but we'll be falling back 1 hour early on Sunday, November the 3rd. So we're going to be, making some changes and things like that. But right now we got temperatures. It is 50 in San Antonio, is 53 in Olive Branch in South Haven, and it is 54 degrees at the world's greatest radio station this side of the Mississippi, WKRA in southern part of the Mid-South in Holly Springs, Mississippi. We're grateful for them. We'd like to say good morning to our executive director, Dr. J, and we'd like to say good morning to, our chief correspondent. She's on vacation. We just thank everybody for being here. Hopefully, Dr. J, we're hoping that you'll have a speedy recovery. We know that you're under the weather. I want to say good morning to Ryan, our social media editor, who's working rather diligently, saying good morning to Brother Lee, our chief contributor. He is here with us on the panel this morning, and we got some interesting things that we'd like to talk about. We'd like to thank all of you that have participated with us. There's some things that's going on in the town of Dalton, in the village of Dalton, folks, that we're going to be talking about during our broadcast. We just got through, as I said, we just got through with the one of the trustees, the Honorable Kiana Belcher, was here in a live interview, and not knowing at that time that the courts were ruling on a petition that had to be, there was a situation that went down, and hopefully we're going to get more details after we continue with what other stories that we're going to be talking about. Like, say good morning to you, Brother Lee. How are you this morning, sir?
I'm fine, and you?
All right, man. You sound good. Sound like you up and about and all those things. So we're going to be talking about, I want to start off, I got something here, Brother Lee, that had really disturbed me from, let me make sure if I have this. Yes, from the state of Mississippi. Listen, like I said before, we're nonpartisan here. If you're on any side of corruption and doing wrong and taking money from people that you paying your taxes, you're doing right, and you're trying to make it with all the things that are going on, and then you have these things going on this side or that side, I'm just simply saying you got to make up in your mind the people that you have in leadership, and it starts local. Let's look at this right quick, and we'll be back on the other side of it.
The mayor was on message at his weekly news conference as he faced several questions about his possible role in the case. And the questions come days after Sharik Marbe Smith pleaded guilty to conspiracy to commit bribery. His charges came out of the FBI investigation, which also snagged Angelique Lee. 2 months ago, Lee resigned from her Ward 2 seat on the city council before pleading guilty to similar charges as Smith. Now, according to court documents, Smith and one of 3 unindicted co-conspirators were involved in negotiating bribes and favors from undercover agents, FBI agents. 2 of the co-conspirators who received thousands of dollars in cash and a check were referred to only as Jackson elected officials. When we asked if one of those officials was the mayor, he had the same response over and over. The investigation centers around a phony real estate deal to build a hotel at the Jackson Convention Complex.
Take the advice of my counsel very seriously. It doesn't matter how many questions or the variation of the question, my response is going to be the same. And that is quite simply that I have never conspired with anyone to commit a crime.
I think, number one, in government, you must be trustworthy. You must be trustworthy. Don't go for the okie doke, as they say in my neighborhood. And I think some of them start thinking they are above the law.
That's Ward 3 Councilman Kenneth Stokes last week speculating on the mayor's involvement. Stokes, of course, is one of the mayor's toughest critics on the city council. Now, at today's news conference, the mayor was asked whether or not he knew Smith. He says he had met him several times, and then the mayor quickly responded to that pat answer that he had never conspired with anyone to commit a crime. For now, we're live at City Hall. Ross Adams, 16 WAPT News.
And we thank our sister station WAPT in Jackson, Mississippi, Channel 16 down there. I'd like to say hello to my friends down there in the great city of Jackson, doing a wonderful, wonderful job. And I wanted to open up with this because a lot of people were speculating, and not speculating, but they were making comments and saying to me in some circles that there's, you say this about this, and how should we trust these people? And we got corruption right where we are. Well, like I was explaining many, many times, all politics is local. And in the city, that's the capital city of Jackson, they have this problem where elected officials feel that they are above the law. There was one council person that resigned because of some misdeeds, and then there's other investigations that are going on. And with the trouble that in the state of Mississippi and the struggles that are already going on, and this is the largest metropolitan community city in the state of Mississippi is Jackson, and it is the capital city. There is, they have their own set of problems down there, even in the capital, with the state versus the city versus the counties, and who's splitting this up and what the business districts are. There's a lot of great real estate down there. And we talk about Dalton, and we talk about mismanagement there, and we talk about what Mayor Henyard is doing there. But then there's other cities that need to be spotlighted. There's other places that need to be spotlighted that we all should be concerned about, because people need to be accountable to the office that they hold. And Brother Lee, I just want to ask you, as you saw this video about Mississippi and about Jackson's mayor, what do you think about the situation that's going on down there? You saw that the agents were doing what they were doing. They went in there and they seasoned things and everything. But tell us about this local community and other communities, how they add up together.
Uh, Brother Lee, Brother Lee, Brother James, I would say, as I've always said, an accusation isn't a conviction, and an indictment is not a conviction. We can't operate like they do. Just because you hear an accusation or conspiracy theories or an indictment, that's not a conviction. We have to stop this going on the air. Not you, brother James, but that opposition that he has in Jackson, the guy gets on. I can't remember his name right now. He gets on and he speaks against the brother, but he only has accusations and innuendo to go upon.
Yeah,
You
you mean
know, the
Mr.
bro.
Stokes? Mr. Stokes? You
Yeah,
talking about Mr.
yes,
Stokes?
he could be Mr. Dummy. I don't care because he's making accusations about this mayor without any kind of proof. He's going on hearsay and what he gossiped from. He said he heard it from the FBI. FBI, and listen, law enforcement, it's in their criteria, their fiber to lie to get you to tell the truth. They tell you that when they bring you down to the police station, they have a technique where they can lie about something to try to get the truth from you or to get you to admit to something. And here's the thing that's working on this older brother. This brother should know better. He hears these accusations and he jumps right on it because he doesn't like the man's. He don't like him, but he doesn't understand that he might not like him personally, but the man might be doing his job. I don't know. I'm not familiar with it, but we're going on accusations, indictments, and we're going on
Yeah.
innuendo.
Well, I'm asking this question though, Lee, that it's open to everybody, and it's even in the communities, even the communities that surround. You have leadership like this, whether it's a mayor, whether it's a county administrator, or whatever, a state senator, a representative, or whatever the case may be. And at this level of administration, to have this kind of trouble, because I mean, if you really been to Jackson, Mississippi, to see what's going on. And like I say with anything, somewhere their water is bad, and you think Flint, Michigan is bad. Jackson's water is bad. You got metropolitan, because these people are suffering in a capital city. That there are many things that are going on down there as far as business district, who's going to control the capital districts, and so forth and so on. Looks like they're chopping it up. But but this corruption, Mr. Lee, at this point, with the things that they already have, you got this money here and you mishandling it, or you making deals here in the back, against the people. That's what I'm saying. If you could help me out a little bit.
Well, see, here's the thing. Okay, we're talking about bad water, bad streets, but that has nothing to do with that indictment. That has nothing to do with those accusations. One thing does not have anything to do with the other. And again, I can't pull out his name. He's just as responsible for that situation in Jackson as the mayor is.
Oh,
So
Mr. Stokes, Mr. Stokes.
Mr. Stokes is just as responsible, just as indictable as that mayor is. It's
Yeah, I
his city.
agree.
He swear to do a job and make sure that that city is going to be better than it was before he got in office. He's in office and
Yeah,
he's throwing rocks and hiding his hands. See, that's the thing.
yeah,
If you're gonna point a finger, you're gonna have to point that finger back at you too. So
that's right.
I don't let nobody off the hook. And just yes, it's a metropolitan city, and we got metropolitan cities everywhere. And you know what? The
Yeah,
smallest towns are corrupt. The smallest villages are corrupt. The smallest blocks in your neighborhood is corrupt. So let's not just look at over here. Let's look at everywhere. That's the
yeah.
thing we got.
That's
We
what I
got to
was
stop.
saying.
And we have to stop
Go ahead. Go ahead.
operating like those Caucasians. This is how they operate. It's not working. It don't work for us. You know why it doesn't work? You know why streets are so bad in some of our neighborhoods and some of the services we're not getting because we're operating like them when we don't have the influence that they do. We don't have the privileges that they do. So we got to come along with a new plan, with a new way of operating, a new way of doing business, and it's not their way. See, we pick up what they've been doing and we think it's going to work for us. We got to stop that.
Wow. Well, wait a minute, Lee. We're here at our 20-minute mark. You're listening to WKRA 92.7 on your FM dial. This is the Mac Man Morning Show. I'm James Mack. I am your host. And me and Brother Lee, we're having this discussion about about local government. It is everywhere, not just Dalton, not just in Chicago, not just in Atlanta, but right in small capital communities such as Jackson. But we're going to talk about Jackson a little bit more, and I want Brother Lee to expound around on another issue. And also, we're going to be going to more about the Dalton court case, and we're going to get in depth with that and along with some other things related to it. You're listening to the McMahon Morning Show, WKRA 92.7 on your FM dial.
Left, right, left, left, right, left. Vote. Your mama, your daddy, they vote. They vote. Your sister, your brother, they vote. They vote. Your mama, your daddy, your sister, your brother, they need to get out and vote. Vote. Your mama, your daddy, they vote. They vote. Your sister, your brother, they vote. They vote. Your mama, your daddy, your sister, your brother, they need to get out and vote. Vote.
This is a call to all Americans. On November 5th, 2024, you have a chance to be heard. Make your voice known. Vote. It's your turn.
Baghdad is far from the Mississippi Delta, but I've lived in both. I'm Ty Pinkins, born and raised in the Delta. I served 21 years in the Army, including 3 combat tours. As a lawyer, I stood up for Mississippi families being wrongly evicted in the middle of winter and for workers who were cheated out of their pay by big businesses, and I won. Now I'm running to represent Mississippi in the U.S. Senate. As your senator, I will fight for better paying jobs, including increasing the minimum wage to $15 an hour, affordable health care, and equality education for our children. On November 5th, I'd be honored to have your vote because your voice matters. Paid for by Ty Pinkins for Congress. Baghdad is far from the Mississippi Delta, but I've lived in both. I'm Ty Pinkins, born and raised in the Delta. I served 21 years in the Army, including 3 combat.
If your locks ain't right and your twist is on limp, you know. Get over to Keisha Studio. Specialized in locks, natural hair, and extensions. When your hair needs that special attention, make Keisha Studios your next decision. Located 3964 Goodman Road E, Suite 122 in South Haven, Mississippi. Call 901-650-9487 for your appointment at Keisha Studios. You know.
America, we are not going back. We are not going back. We are not going back.
I don't know about you, but I'm not going back. If you're not going back, vote Diane Black. Again, if you're not going back, vote Diane Black for U.S. Representative, 1st Congressional District of Mississippi. November 5th, 2024. Vote Diane Black.
Paid for by friends of Diane Black.
And we're back on the McMahon Morning Show. Good morning to everyone. Good morning to you. WKRA 92.7 on your FM dial. We'd like to welcome all of you that are listening in on our signal, whether you're in your homes, your businesses, wherever you may be, your places that you're employed. I know some of you all are in the bushes. I'd like to say good morning to the bushes, everybody that's there. I'd like to say good morning to our next senator of the state of Mississippi, Mr. Ty Pickett. He is reaching out to the community and asking you to consider him for U.S. Senate. He's running as a Democrat, and we are rooting for him also. He has a proven track record of doing what he's doing, and he is doing a wonderful job by crisscrossing the state of Mississippi And his message is clear and it is true. And like I said before, we have to be able to deal with and have a Congress with the new leader if that we're anticipating. The Congress is very important. Diane Black is very, very important to the ticket also. But here we are, and we are glad to have him to help and to be a part of this family, and we will make his message known. Thank you, Brother Ty Pickett, for what you have done, and we appreciate you, and we endorse you for the office of Senator of the United States of America. We reached out to many others, and we have not received a response from any other candidates that we've reached out to get comment, to see where their platforms are. Mr. Pickett will be on, and we're going to be having him real soon, and we'll let you know when he's coming on. And once again, we thank you, and we'll have him at a later date. He'll be coming to us real soon. I'd like to say good morning to all of you. To Diane Black, I'd like to say hello to you, Madam Congresswoman, as you work and you do the things that you do, ma'am. Thank you for allowing us to be your support and your distributor of your message here as you race towards election day, and we're just rooting for all of you all. Please get out and vote. It is real important. Like to say hello to Keisha the stylist. We like to say good morning to our supporters who have been supporting us. Also, Little Red of Big Reds over there at 398 Sunflower in Clarksdale, Mississippi. Little Red is coming on real soon, and you're going to be surprised at the things that he does. But back now to our discussion that we were having here on the McMahon Morning Show. We were bringing out some issues that was going on in our region in the capital city of Jackson, Mississippi. There's some corruption issues, and there's some federal investigations that are going on about the allegedly about the mayor, allegedly that he has there's some things that were going on, and we're just commentating on this. And Brother Lee was bringing out some very good points about what his thoughts are about the situations that are going on there. And Brother Lee, I didn't want to cut you off, and I'd like to thank all of you all that are here. Welcome to the McMahon Morning Show. Go ahead, Brother Lee. I want you to expound a little bit more on that before we move on to the something else.
Well, okay, I'm gonna put this question out, listening audience. Did you know this is a question? This is a statement. Uh, Dr. King, he was under federal investigation. Malcolm X, he was under federal investigation. Jesse Jackson, under federal investigation. I mean, Frederick Douglass, federal investigation. I mean, you got a list. I can give you a list of people such as ourselves that was under federal investigation. So when we run to this
Yeah.
and we thinking they're looking out for us, they're looking out for their best interest, whichever that is, we don't know about. You know, when the federal government can go after this Jackson mayor and not go after those Caucasians, I'm sure. Here's the thing you should ask yourself. So these Caucasians representatives and officials in these states, they must be perfect. They're not under federal investigation. You don't hear
I
about
wouldn't
them.
say that. I wouldn't say
Have
that.
you heard about any? I
Well, yeah,
mean,
I mean, well, I got to tell you though that
it's
okay, there's a situation going on also with Brett Favre, and the
yeah, that's
state
Brett
of
Favre.
Mississippi giving him
He's
he's
not elected
yeah.
official. He's not
No,
elected
well, they
official.
had some elected officials that was involved in that too,
Well,
like the
exactly. But he's
yeah,
under indictment. He's under scrutiny. He is. Those other guys, those other people, those public officials, they are just as guilty as him, but they're not spoken about. He's a
yes, sir,
high
yeah, yeah,
profile official. And that's why they're doing it. I mean, they're not going after their own. We go after our own. And the thing is, we have to understand, we had our own people, Dr. King. He was under federal investigation by the FBI, CIA, and
sure
everybody.
was.
Malcolm
Sure
X,
was.
CIA, FBI had spies all, FBI undercovers all in his organization he didn't know about. They followed him all around. They putting out bad news that's not true about Dr. King saying he was doing this and that. They taping him in his home, in his bedroom. They were doing all these things. You think they stopped doing this stuff? They continue to do it. They continue to undermine us. And we
Yeah.
thinking that they're looking out for us. When they put something out, you know what? You got to look at, okay, yeah, this mayor may or may not did something. Because every time you're on the federal investigation, we looking at it like maybe, he is doing something wrong. You know what? They came after all of us. Any brother, any sister that can raise their head and speak for us and try to get something better for in our neighborhoods and our communities in this state, in this country, we are under federal investigation. Soon as you speak, you're under some kind of investigation. You're under some kind of scrutiny, and they try to slander us. The minute we try, listen, I'm gonna bring this up real quick, and this is something, Pete, the listeners need to think about.
Okay. Okay.
Puffy Combs he's arrested, he's incarcerated, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now
Yeah.
he's accused of doing all these assorted sexual things and deviant behavior, right?
That's what they say. Allegedly, yes.
Okay, you got Hugh Hefner was doing it for over 50, 60 years. He was celebrating. He walked around with a robe on in his house with a pipe in his mouth. Got all kinds of underage women and men and all of that there. He got all kinds of debauchery, all kinds of things going on. They celebrate him.
Mm-hmm.
So they looked the other way. The man wasn't hiding when he was doing all this. He had a Playboy club in Chicago, had one in New York, and one in LA. And then he walking around in a robe. They put him on. He had a TV show. He was on prime time, where he had people at his house. He had all this going on, all this debauchery, and they celebrating him. They had him he was in a movie Beverly Hills Cop. He was in all of that, So he's been on and actually they celebrate him. So they got one standard for them and they got another standard for us. I just want to say
Okay.
that.
Well, I mean, you have. I mean, when you look at it from the standpoint that we're doing, and we look at things from our own eyes and our own lenses, I say that it should be things should be brought out in whatever way it should be. And it's just all of them people have done so many. I mean, you think about the dirt that people do, and then all of a sudden we think that our hands are not dirty. But that's something, and I just wanted everybody to see the situation for what it was, because Mississippi needs its money, but then again, you got to put those funds to proper use. You got to make sure that it is done. What is delivered to you should be delivered. Listen, you listening to WKRA 92.7 on your FM dial. This is the Magman Morning Show. I'm James Mack. I'm your host. I'm here with our chief contributor, Brother Lee, and we're here talking about the municipalities and the cities and states that are having trouble, but mainly we have an update about the Dolton court case between the trustees and the mayor. We got an update on that. Plus, we have, before we do that, there's some announcements, and I said I was going to be equal. I didn't know that. There were certain things that were announced by the mayor, and we just got to give her equal billing and all. So we're going to watch something real quick, and we'll come back on the other side and discuss this matter, and we'll go into our story.
She's facing multiple investigations, accused of misusing village funds, but that's not stopping Dalton Mayor Tiffany Hinyard for running for re-election.
Our Jermont Terry has been covering this saga for years and is here now with her announcement and the opponents she'll face. Jermont.
Joe and Erica, the election is not until 2025, yet Tiffany Hinyard has officially decided she wants to stay as mayor despite the cloud of controversy surrounding her.
Do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution.
Back in 2021, Tiffany Henyard was sworn in as the mayor of Dalton, the youngest and first black woman to hold the position. Yet since becoming mayor, she's made headlines in what some would say for all the wrong reasons. After 1 year in office in June 2022, voters recalled her. Yet Henyard fought back in the Illinois appellate court throughout recall votes, resulting in this celebratory Henyard at the start of a city council meeting.
ain't no stopping us now.
Since then, Dalton trustees have been fighting to stop her every move. For 3 years, Henyard's spending has been called into question. Back in April, shaky cell phone video showed 4 plainclothes FBI agents at the Village Hall lobby. Subpoenas later revealed the FBI was looking into Dalton's financial records. It's led to explosive city meetings where many have called for Henyard to step aside. Yet on social media, Henyard writes, "I'm running for re-election of mayor of Dalton," adding, "If you support me and my team or would like to volunteer, inbox me." Henyard has plans to stick around despite ongoing probes, orders from judges forbidding her from making any appointments, and possible eviction from her home. And she's done her share of suing, too. Last week, she filed suit against 4 board members and the Park District. She accused them of illegally holding meetings outside of Village Hall. And while Henyard plans to seek re-election, the ticket is quickly filling up. One trustee, Jason House, has already officially announced, and others are expected to do the same before the filing deadline. In the control room, Jermont Terry, CBS News, Chicago.
And we'd like to thank our sister station in Chicago, CBS2 Chicago, for that wonderful report. We are grateful to have relationships with different outlets around the country. And I'm grateful that when we went to the convention, we made some connections with some various stations. And I'd like to thank our fellow stations there. Listen, we have seen that's the background, and we've seen the things that are going on in the village of Dalton. And there are several things that we found out during our interview with Trustee Belcher. And we saw that, first of all, we realized that they were having there was a court case that was brought before the Cook County Circuit Court, asking for the locations of their meeting to be held at the Village Hall instead of the Park District auditorium that they have been using for the last few meetings. So there is a decision in that, but then before that, and everybody needs to see what's really going on here. There's going to be some serious things that are going to be occurring legally. And when you're under investigation, just like in Jackson, Mississippi, and just like in other parts of various parts of the country that have local situations that's going on with various corruptions, whatever state it is, we're looking at it from letting you know that locally, all politics is local. And as you see here, this is the biggest thing, because these people, not only are they making spectacles sometimes, and this person is making spectacles sometimes, and the situation is laughable, as people saying the actual community is going broke. They are in a deficit. It is a big deficit. We don't know the exact number, but according to the report that Lori Lightfoot, the former mayor of Chicago, made for them, it seems like there were about $9 million in the hole. They went over budget about $3.5 million over the budget amount. They spent the budgeted amount, and then they have that's $9 million. It's astronomical. But Brother Lee, I just wanted to ask you, pending the developments, there is a settlement in this case. From what Ms. Belcher had told us last week and what you hear about this today, can you comment and some insight on what you think that the people in that community feel?
Well, I would say maybe they're confused. They don't have all the accurate information, and they're upset about their city being spotlighted and on national TV and national news and the internet and everything. And I think they're more embarrassed by the behavior that's going on in City Hall by both sides. The way they go about business and the fact that you got to use outside influences to investigate. And I would like to say, Miss Lightfoot, what is her qualifications other than being the mayor of Chicago to investigate a town in a village
Well,
such as Dalton?
she's a prosecutor. Her
Well,
prosecute well
being a
now before
prosecutor,
she was
listen,
mayor.
let me just say this.
Yeah.
Just because you're a prosecutor, you're not an accountant. You're not a
Well, that's
bookkeeper.
true. Well, let me say
And
this though,
see,
Lee,
and
and then
see
let me
what?
interject this. Okay, I got you.
Hello? Hello?
This is what she that went against the community, and we can discuss that, and I'm pretty sure in the local time we will. But I'm giving it I'm trying to show the reflection of the situation that's at hand. I'm just saying, brother Lee, I apologize. Go ahead.
No, all I'm just saying is what's her qualification besides being the mayor? A debunked mayor, a mayor that's been voted out of office, and what her qualifications is just because she's a prosecutor. That doesn't make you an accountant. That doesn't make you a bookkeeper. That doesn't give you the proper tools to do the job. I mean, and how much is she
Right.
getting paid? Is she getting paid by the hour or by the
40,
day or
40.
by the?
It's a flat rate that they voted for. $40,000 is her fee for the doing the investigation and bringing forth. See, but even when you have a profession, she may not be in that office, but she has friends, she has associates,
I
she
got
has
friends.
contacts.
I got
Yeah, but then
contacts.
if you got
I
them
got
and they real
friends.
good and but if they're real resourceful, like she has now, I'm just saying, I'm not just
Listen, if she
defending
was
her
so
or nothing, but I'm
resourceful,
just saying.
if she was so resourceful, she'd still be the mayor of Chicago.
I disagree
Okay,
with that. I disagree
uh,
because I mean it's up to the voters. Everybody's
yes,
not going to
indeed.
like you
They
in
don't.
public
They
life.
don't. They
Everybody's
don't.
not going to like you. Wait a minute, brother
Exactly.
Lee. Everybody ain't going to like you. Everybody ain't going to like you now. Everybody's not going to be fond of you. You're going to get some people. She has some support still in certain segments of the city of Chicago. And it was just that other part of the city said, no, we didn't want you to be mayor. But it's just like anybody. Barack Obama, for instance, is the former president. He knows people. He has made and forged relationships with people
Exactly.
that he has lasting. That's what I think that they got Miss Lightfoot for, because of the relationships that she has with those federal agencies. Maybe not that they're in a friendly way saying, well, I need XYZ and I need this. And if you do a proper investigation of some things, and there's some people out here that are amateurs that try to dox people and all that other stuff. She knows the folks that can really do it. And what I'm saying is her relationship versus her performance as mayor of the city of Chicago. That's what I was saying.
Listen, Donald Trump has relationships. Okay,
Yeah,
you
he do.
know,
He does. He
me-
does.
So we talking about relationships. Shoot, people have relationship with their ex-wife, but they don't talk. You don't have a relationship with your ex-husband, but that's a relationship. That doesn't mean that you qualify to do something else. The thing is Lori Lightfoot doesn't. I don't see the point of having a big name, known name such as Lori Lightfoot,
Okay.
just because she has a
Right.
name and she has connections. That don't mean you qualified for a job. You got
Well,
you got
not saying no. I'm not saying that, but
no, no.
it don't
I'm
hurt.
saying,
It
I'm
doesn't.
saying,
It
I'm
doesn't
saying,
hurt.
it
It
shouldn't, it
doesn't
shouldn't
hurt.
help. It shouldn't help you
Yeah.
that you got relationships, and that makes you a connection. Donald Trump had relationships with all kinds of contractors. You call them up and ask them how they feel about him now. So here's
Okay.
the thing: you got Lori Lightfoot. She should be working on in the community of Chicago and get her stuff right and try to
Okay. But
reconnect her stuff rather than peeking her nose into
but you
Dalton
but
and
but you
trying.
gotta okay. Okay, I can well lead. What I'm saying is this: there are other former mayors of the city of Chicago that are active right now. You got Richard M. Daley; he is the former mayor. You got the other two before, and all I'm saying is this: she's a private citizen now. She just so happens in her profession to be who she is, and I like to see what Steve has to say. Hold on one second, and Steve says she is at $400 per hour, capped at $30,000. She's and which I got to say, as a prosecutor and doing the things that she does, she was excellent at doing what federal investigators. I would say that she does her job. Put it that way. Well, that's my word. And her being unpopular. All the mayors were unpopular. I think one popular mayor, two of them were Richard J. Daley and Harold Washington in Chicago. Those are the two likable, most like, because everybody liked, whether they liked it or not, they liked old man Daley because he gave him a chicken in the pot. And they love Harold Washington because he cut the pie up fair. Listen, wait a minute. Let me just pause for a second and let you know that you're listening to WKRA 92.7 on your FM dial. This is the Mac Man Morning Show. I'm James Mack. I am your host. I'm here with Brother Lee, our chief contributor. We all right. We just had these discussions and everything, but our leading story on today is the Dolton court case. Is it a win-win? They have a decision, and we just did a little pre-thing to the discussion, and I'm going to do something a little interesting. I know my head's going to get chopped off. I'd like to say good morning to our chief correspondent who's on vacation. She she might be in the bushes somewhere. We like to say, I said what I said. We like to say hello to you, to Dr. J. We know that you are recovering, sir, and we want you to recover and hope that you're feeling well. That is our executive producer. Hey, listen, I'm going to go to our second break right quick. You're listening to WKRA 92.7 on your FM dial. This is the Mac Man Morning Show. We're going to do this a little early. We usually go about 50, but we're going to leave a little room for our major discussion that we're going to talk about the decision that was made in court in Cook County Circuit Court, the Mayor Hinyard versus her board. We'll be right back after these important messages.
America, we are not going back. We are not going back. We are not going back.
I don't know about you, but I'm not going back. If you're not going back, vote Diane Black. Again, if you're not going back, vote Diane Black for U.S. Representative, 1st Congressional District of Mississippi, November 5th, 2024. Vote Diane Black.
Paid for by friends of Diane Black.
I stood up for Mississippi families being wrongly evicted in the middle of winter and for workers who were cheated out of their pay by big businesses, and I won. Now I'm running to represent Mississippi in the U.S. Senate. As your senator, I will fight for better paying jobs, including increasing the minimum wage to $15 an hour, affordable health care, and equality education for our children. On November 5th, I'd be honored to have your vote because your voice matters. Paid for by Ty Pinkins for Congress. Baghdad is far from the Mississippi Delta, but I've lived in both. I'm Ty Pinkins, born and raised in the Delta. I served 21 years in the Army, including 3 combat tours. As a lawyer, I stood up for Mississippi families being wrongly evicted in the middle of winter and for workers who were cheated out of their pay by big businesses, and I won. Now I'm running to represent Mississippi in the U.S. Senate. As your senator, I will fight for better paying jobs, including increasing the minimum wage to $15 an hour, affordable health care, and equality education for our children. On November 5th, I'd be honored to have your vote because your voice matters. Paid for by Ty Pinkins for Congress. Baghdad is...
If your locks ain't right and your twist is on limp, you know. Get over to Keisha Studio. Specialized in locks, natural hair, and extensions. When your hair needs that special attention, make Keisha Studios your next decision. Located 3964 Goodman Road E, Suite 122 in South Haven, Mississippi. Call 901-650-9487 for your appointment at Keisha Studios. You know.
First thing first, you know back in middle school when they taught us it was 3 branches of the government. We forgot it when we got older. It's the judicial, the legislative, and executive. But all we know is the executive. That's the mayor or the governor and the president. Now none of them 3 people make no laws, they just be checking them. The laws come to their desk and all they do is say no or yes to it. So when the news station tried to tell us that Barack Obama couldn't put us on, we was all salty at Obama when it was the Congress members all along. We gotta focus on the legislative branch, yeah, they the ones that make the laws. Yeah, they the ones write how much food stamp money you get on the card. But when people that wanted to help us wanted the job, I know they probably lost. Cause we ain't even know their name, we ain't know their face, we ain't know it all. So the Congress or the State House, that's legislative, they make laws. So what we want from the president is what they do, okay y'all? See, they election every 2 years, but we don't ever even go to those. The Congress, they can raise minimum wage, but we ain't even really know it though. So you know how back in 08, when we all voted for Obama, we was all supposed to go back in 2010 and vote for the Congress. Cause they the ones make child support laws. They the ones choose if your kids at school get to eat steak or corn dogs. The State House make the court costs. So if the country failed, then you can't say it's them, it's your fault. Cause y'all ain't know to vote for Congress members that was for y'all. And they don't gotta leave after 4 years and we just let them sit. See, they don't wanna tell you this, they want you to focus on the president.
Tune in to the MacMan Morning Show.
Hold up. Man, this is one of the hottest talk radio shows this side of the Mississippi. We're talking about the MacMan Morning Show, Mondays through Friday from 9 a.m. to 10:20 a.m. Man, get you some on WKRA 92.7 FM. Man, beat me there. Don't meet me there.
And we're back here at WKRA 92.7 on your FM dial. This is the MacMan Morning Show. I'm James Mack. I am your host. I'd like to say good morning to each and every one of you. I'd like to say good morning to those of you that are on our YouTube channel that are listening to us. All of you that are there, please like and subscribe to our channel. We're here. We have wonderful content. We'd love for you to be a part of our discussion. Like and subscribe. Those of you that are there, I'm watching all of you. You are there. I'd like to say good morning to all of you from around the country, from California on the West Coast. I'd like to say good morning to all of you, our new listeners and those that have been here with us. We just like to say good morning also to, once again, to Miss Diane Black. We'd like to say good morning to her. She is on the campaign trail, folks. She's out there and she's doing what she has to do. And she's working hard, and we'll get an update from her. She's going to be coming on real soon. Also, we'd like to say good morning to the future senator of the state of Mississippi. I'd like to say good morning to you, Mr. Ty Pickett, who will also be coming on our show real soon. He has some wonderful information that he'd like to give to you while you're early voting. So Diane Black, our Congresswoman, and our Senator Ty Pickett, we're praying your speed as you're doing that you do. Listen, this is the MacMan Morning Show. Once again, we like to say good morning to all of you. Listen, this court case that has come up, Brother Lee, that that Dalton is involved in. There was a case that was brought up in the Circuit Court of Cook County, Mayor Hinyard versus her board, because there was a dispute about the locations and so forth, and why it was done. And she was notorious and for blocking and putting barriers up. And I'm not knocking her. She was, as chief executive, she has that right to do the things that she does. But we're going to look at a little background, and we're going to come back on the other side of this little information about this ruling, and we're going to talk a little bit more about it on the other side.
A judge ruling on how Dolton's monthly meetings should be run from here on out. Mayor Tiffany Henyard sued village trustees earlier this month, accusing them of illegally holding a meeting at the Park District building on October 7th. That night, Henyard had her own meeting at Village Hall, despite a notice from the Illinois Attorney General that the venue was too small to fit the crowd showing up to the meetings. Well, today a judge ruled while meetings can be held at the Park District, Henyard must preside over them. The judge specifically saying trustee Jason House overstepped his powers, presiding over that October 7th meeting, adding he should have given Henyard more time to arrive. House says tonight he will honor the ruling, adding, quote, "This is a victory not just for us, but for the entire community, as it upholds the principles of fairness and transparency."
And we're back. Also, it is, we'd like to thank ABC7, our sister station, also in Cook County, Chicago, for that wonderful report and allowing us to share it with them. This court case has come up, and this was something that we did not get from Trustee Belcher because it was pending litigation. But according to as you see now, they had a problem with the location because it wouldn't fit enough people, and for other hazards and different things, because people wanted to get in there, and because of the restrictions that were put on people as far as where parking was. You couldn't park, security measures and all those other things. Those barriers kept senior citizens out, and the courts have ruled already and have said that that's not capable. You can have your meetings in the Park District, but Mr. Jason House, you have to give the mayor ample opportunity to arrive. That means she can't be late and dragging the meeting, and it can't be late because the meeting starts at a certain time. And if you have a quorum at that meeting, if you have a quorum at the start of that meeting, if that meeting starts at 6:30 and you have a quorum there, you can begin. And if she walks in like she walks in, if she's late or whatever the case may be, they can continue to preside. But when she arrives, she becomes the presiding officer. Brother Lee, on this case right here, about the is it foolishness, or is it, why is it that it seems like this person that the mayor wants to, the mayor Dalton wants to have control of these meetings? I'd just like to know from you, sir. If you can, Brother Lee, if you're there. Okay, there you go,
I
sir.
would like to say, well, you can't, her mind is, you can't really peek into someone's mind or their strategy. Sometimes you can, and most of the time you're not privy to their intentions. So maybe I'm speculating here. She feels that she has that right, that power that's been bestowed on her to do the things that she's doing. She doesn't like to be I don't know. I can't speak on her, what she likes and don't like, but I would say, yeah, she's being infringed upon by the board. Um that's what we can see now. As far as the board is doing something, they agreed to hold a meeting without her, and she went forward to hold a meeting without them. But we're more focused on the fact that her meeting was illegal and their meeting wasn't, and they're saying because of the space and the fact that people weren't allowed and not enough parking spaces, not big enough to hold the crowd inside. and maybe that was
Right.
a oversight on her part. I don't know. I haven't spoken to her,
So you don't
but
think that it was intentional? Wait a minute, Lee. You don't think that all those barriers limiting certain people and allowing unauthorized people in unauthorized places in that, meaning her people were in like where the bill payment centers or the information centers are, and they weren't even employees, by her throwing people out because they want to clap and they want to express themselves and they want to get up and speak, and you want to limit them, and you have your bully police officer harass people, and there's no order. I mean, uh,
uh,
help me out somewhere, brother Lee. Why? I mean,
I'll give you.
why shouldn't the trustees protest against it? Ms. Belcher said so. I mean, we have a um, we have a quorum. She comes late. What are we supposed to do? Wait until she makes her grand entrance? You help me out, brother Lee, on this here.
But yeah, she should be. Yeah, the meeting is set up for a certain time, and yeah, the meeting's going to start at that time that it stated that it's going to start. And yeah, you're saying that she's throwing out people that protest and that disagrees with her. Example: Donald Trump has people that disagree with him. He throws it right out. Nobody says anything about the people that got thrown out. They'll say something that the people said something, but they won't say anything about the fact he's throwing people out. You don't agree with him, he throws you out. You know, uh, uh, VP Harris, she got somebody that don't agree with her. She don't throw them out. She lets them stay. It's just a preference. It's your preference. It's your prerogative, so to speak, as Bobby Brown would say. So I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
if you stay within those parameters, and you got every right to say, okay, I don't like this person and put them out. The people have the voice. If the people want to recall her, they can. They can. It doesn't take
Well,
all of
they
this.
have. Well, wait a minute. They have. Wait a
I
minute.
know
They
the
have
court
had a
has threw it out.
recall
I know
vote.
the court threw it
Yeah,
out.
yeah,
I
yeah.
know. But the thing is that doesn't mean that they have to stop fighting about this recall just because it was thrown out by one judge. That's why we have a country full of judges, and when one judge says no, another judge says yes. So
Well,
for them,
Well,
so
yeah, you right on that part. Wait a minute. I'd like to just take a station identification. You're listening to WKRA 92.7 on your FM dial. This is the McMahon Morning Show. Good morning to everyone on our YouTube channel. We'd like to welcome you. Please like and subscribe. I see that you have. We'd like to say good morning to all of you from wherever you are from around the world. I see a whole lot of people, native Germans and Californians, and we'd like to welcome you here. Like and subscribe. We'll wake you up early in the morning. And to our WKRA 92.7 FM listeners, welcome to you, whether you're in your homes, your places of business, or wherever you may be in the greatest radio station this side of the Mississippi in Holly Springs, Mississippi. Okay, but Brother Lee, like I said, how are we supposed to respond to these antics that she's putting up? I just want to know. Maybe I'm thinking wrong or something.
no, you're not. No, you're not. It's antiques on both sides. I mean, you can point the finger on both sides. That board is kind of shaky, if you ask me. They're either ignorant or incompetent. Some of them, they can take a pick to which one they are. They're either ignorant or they're incompetent, or they're both ignorant and incompetent, because they're going about situations where this shouldn't even get to this point. So I'd say they're unqualified. Some of those people on that board are unqualified to be on the board. They
Hmm.
presenting themselves in a way they're a victim. They're acting like the victim instead of being the leaders of that community. They're saying that, like we had the sister on what's the way I'm not
Miss
getting her name
Belcher,
right.
Miss
Miss
Belcher, Miss
Belcher, Miss
Belcher.
Belcher, Miss Belcher was on, and she was playing the victim. And I asked her
No,
directly,
no, no, no. I
wait,
wouldn't
no,
say.
no, let
I
me
wouldn't
let
say
me
she was
finish.
a
Let me
victim,
finish.
Lee.
Let me finish. Let me
Okay,
finish. Let
okay,
me finish. And I talked to
all
her
right.
directly. And if you could roll back that tape, roll back that video, you'll see that she said there was nothing she could do. And then I said, "Are you a victim or you representing the community?" She says, "No, I take responsibility," because I told her at first, "You're not taking responsibility for what you just said." And she said, Oh, no, 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 no. I mean, I'm taking responsibility. So she was playing both sides of the street.
Well, wait, if I can, and I'm going to, I have to not clarify, but let me say this. When you're in your line of questioning, and everybody in the chat everywhere, and it was exciting. Not that it was wrong or anything like that. You're chief contributor. Let's explain that right now. He's chief contributor, so he has Lee. You're gonna be Brother Lee. That's what you're here for. But now I like to make sure that also there has been a discussion, also with with Trustee Belcher, and she was comfortable with the questioning that was given to her, and it was sharp. And like I said, and I got to give Brother Lee credit for, and also that he did, we're not here to offend anybody. We're not here to even pat nobody on the back. We're here to give decisive reporting, and we're here to also give a balanced point of view. I can't be on one side and the other. If it's right, it's right. If it's wrong, it's wrong. There's no going in between, because in between means that you're putting out false information and you're not informing the public that I'm listening to, and I'm making sure. And Brother Lee, that's where I wanted to go with that. But come on with the other side of what you said, because like I said, we got to be balanced.
Well, what I said
Go ahead,
was I'm using her own words. These words is not mine.
Yeah,
These words
yeah.
came out of her mouth. You could run back the video
Yeah.
and you could hear what she said. And first she said that she was not responsible. Her hands were tied, so to speak. That's not verbatim. But then she came back and said, "Well, yeah, I take responsibility." So what are you? Which you can't be on both sides of the equation at the same time. If that sister is truly responsible, she's not going to play the victim. And if she's playing the victim, I got questions about the other board members playing the victim. They're all playing the victim. They say, well, we're helpless against this sister here. This sister is running ramshot through all of us. So I don't want to elect official that's going to play the victim. If they're going to run for office again, they're not going to play the victim. They're standing up for the community, so to speak. So that's all I'm saying is that when they get up there, they're talking about, yes, the mayor is doing X, Y, and Z. And some of that may be true. I don't know how deep the rabbit hole goes, but they're down that rabbit hole too. See, you can't throw a rock and hide your hands. I like to do an
That's true.
investigation.
That's true. I agree with you. I agree
do
with
some
you.
investigation. I would like to investigate those board members and see what the heck what I can pull out the hat. I guarantee you, I'll find some dirt if I dig.
Well, let me say this here. As a information and news and informative show that we are, that means that in journalism you have to look on both sides. And I would like, and as an not as an assignment, but as some finding, I believe that you can find, if you would take the time, Brother Lee, to do just that, we'll bring it to the table. Also, we do have, like I said, you can't show an imbalance. I want Miss Hinyard here. I would love to have her to come on. I would extend the invitation to her to, first of all, we're not going to bash anybody. We're not going to smash you upside the wall or anything like that. There are two sides to every story, because as I was saying before, if you look at it, they were on the same ticket together. And I brought that up. I said that they were on the same ticket together. They were endorsed by each other, except I think there was two that were not with them, but Miss Norwood, and I don't know if Miss Brown was, but I know Miss Norwood wasn't, and she was on another ticket of some kind. But it takes some investigation on that, because like I said, you got to be balanced. And I'm not a sensationalist. I'm on this person's side. I'm on that person's side. We want to be able to get the truth out of this. And like I said, with this compromise, Brother Lee, that happened in the courts and where they are in the courts, the judge made it was like splitting the baby, in a sense, as they said in Solomon, or whatever the case may be, but it was splitting the difference. Have the meeting at the Park District, but give the mayor an opportunity to come and sit down at the chair and preside, which I think is going to be interesting, because there's a lot more room there. I want to see what's going to happen on the first Monday when we cover this. But Brother Lee, there's something here. and we'd like to welcome in all of our wonderful new listeners and new viewers. But some people have some questions. Wait a minute. This is Buck Baby number 5. She says, if everybody is letting the master gaslight them, meaning Tiffany, they should just let her have her way and move. What do you say about that, Brother Lee?
Okay, I agree. I agree. And the thing is, you know what? And when I come on air, I don't take sides. I just go with the truth, and I tell everybody when they're listening to me, you can look it up. I don't say take my word for it. I say look it up.
You're
And
right.
the thing
You're
is,
right.
is that if we're afraid to look at both sides, don't play the game. If you're
That's
afraid to
right.
say something, because you know what, if they can't stand the light of day, don't come outside. And that's the thing,
What you going to say?
so
That's the Dracula effect.
that's what
Don't
I'm
come
saying.
outside the
So
daylight. Okay.
so they won't throw a rock and hide your hands. I'm sure Miss Hilliard got some answers to got some questions that gotta be answered. We got questions that she
Hmm.
needs to answer. And the thing is, I'm not out here to play pussyfooting with you, play nice guy with you, to be a friend of you. I'm gonna ask the questions and I want answers. And I'm not gonna play with you. I'm not gonna be nice
Yeah.
to you. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna be sweet to you.
That's right.
I'm gonna treat you
That's
like
right.
an adult. If you want to be treated like my 11-year-old grandson, well then okay, say you're a kid and I'll treat you like a child. And I won't ask you any
Yeah.
questions.
That's
I'll
right.
answer the questions for you. So we don't treat
That's right.
people like children. You want to come on like an adult. You got every right to vote. You're over 18. Come on now, stop saying,
That's right.
we are being attacked. That's the thing. We're in a society where nobody wants to be answered to. No, everybody wants to be played with. Everybody wants to be given a pass. Everybody says, well, dang, you hurt my feelings. That's too bad,
Yeah.
because you're an
Okay.
adult. That's
That's
what
right.
I
You
have
said
to
an
say.
adult. You're right. Amen and hallelujah. Listen, you're listening to the Mac Man Morning Show. We're going to take a station ID break right quick, and we'll be right back, and we're going to wrap up our show in just a little bit. Stand by. We're just going to do this right
Tune in
quick,
to
y'all.
the Mac Man Morning Show. Hold up. Man, this is one of the hottest talk radio shows this side of the Mississippi. We're talking about the Mac Man Morning Show, Mondays through Friday from 9 a.m. to 10:20 a.m. Man, get you some on WKRA 92.7 FM. Man, beat me there. Don't meet me there. Ain't nothing wrong with getting your bunny on with Mac Man Morning Show very own Mr. Lee.
When I was a kid, Mama looked at you before you got in the stove. Said, look, I don't want to. You don't put your hands on. You don't ask for shit. We ain't eating. We wait till we get home. But kids now, it's like, look, what you do in school, he got a note saying that he's allergic to peanut butter, he's allergic to jelly, he's allergic to bread, he got gluten free, he gave me this, he gave me that, and then he got a note saying he got DDT, ADT, or Rivian, or whatever. He can stand on tables, he can do whatever he want to do. What kind of is that?
And we're back on WKRA 92.7 on your FM dial. This is the Mac Man Morning Show. I'm James Mack. I am your host. I'd like to once again welcome all of our new listeners on our YouTube stream and chat. We'd like to say good morning to each and every one of you that are listening by radio and listening to our signal on WKRA 92.7 on your FM dial. Ooh, we're here with our chief contributor, Brother Lee, and as you saw, we had in the promo, Brother Lee's going to tell us where he's going to be at soon. Hopefully, he'll be doing some stuff. Go ahead, Brother Lee. Say what you got to say, bro.
I'm just
I
saying
heard
that
you. Okay, the mic was open.
I,
Yes, sir.
I'm just saying that we have conversations here, And
Yeah, well, yeah.
we have dialogue that we go back and forth and we discuss issues and talk about things. And some of the things that we talk about has been talked about before, but we try to dig a little deeper, look at little different angles and vantage points where we can kind of get a different take on it. And that's what we're trying to do when we get on air. We just try to make it, let you get out there and get your voice out there and you be heard too.
Yeah.
And I see something, I want to say something.
Yes.
And I'm not taking up for the mayor of
Okay, you gotta wait, Lee. Something is wrong. Wait.
difference of
Okay, okay, good. Something was wrong with your mic. Speak now. Go ahead. Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
just
you're
saying
good.
the mayor of Dalton. I'm just saying she's allowed to have her say, and just like the board members have a right to have their say, and the community suffers because of this back and forth, this arguments, these disagreements. This nothing's getting done, and the mayor may have fell off the rails. If I go by public opinion and what social media says, I say she's the devil. I'm sure she's not the devil. You
Well,
know,
no, she can't. Well, they try to make it seem like she's almost the devil's children or something.
just because she's
Excuse me.
loud, you know what? If she was a man, I'm sure she wouldn't be given this much criticism because you know what? Emmanuel, the mayor of Chicago, used to be the mayor of Chicago. You know what he used to do? He
Yeah,
used to stand
Emmanuel.
on
Yeah.
he used to stand on the table and tell people to kiss his butt.
You kid, wait a minute. Yo, okay, okay, okay. Oh my God. Oh
They
my
said the
God.
man had quite the temper, and so he a man, so it's okay. But when a woman, you want a woman to go in office, but not act like a person that has a
Brother Lee,
personality.
hold on. But Brother Lee, now she has declared herself to be the first. She's black history and she is history. Yes, she made history as the first female mayor of that village, and she's the first, I think, village supervisor. I mean, township supervisor, African American. Either way it goes, or what have the case may be, and she presents there's a sense of arrogance in her, like I am who I am. Y'all do what I tell you to do, and then on the other side of the fence. The board has this responsibility of saying, well, we were with her at first. This is balance now. We were with you at first with what the vision you was doing. We saw all the arguments. We saw all the things that was going on in these meetings when you was against the other mayor, when he was there, when we saw all the things, and some of them voted with her. Okay, and then you got Mr. House, who is we're arranging to probably talk to, or whatever the case may be. We want to be fair and balanced in this situation. We need some answered questions on the things that are going on, Brother Lee, and you're exactly right. And what y'all know about WBON Chicago, my old radio station that I first interned for, Brother Lee, and your opinion. It says that Lee, it says that you need to do. Okay, they say you need to do a little bit more research, which he has. But she says that she respects your opinion, and in the front and from that area, and I'm about to tune in to Well, no, stick around just for a little bit. We're gonna be here for about 2-3 minutes. And but Brother Lee, I want you to get a couple of minutes, just 1 minute, as we get ready to wind down on our day, to give us the final send off on your opinion on things, right quick.
Well, first I'd like to say I appreciate that, sister. And facts is opinions is nothing without facts.
That's
And
right.
that's the thing. And my memory goes way back. I don't want to tell you how old I am, but my memory goes way back, and I can recall just about anything. I'm not good at names, but I'm great at history. And
Yeah.
we can pick this up at another time. But I would say I appreciate that sister for her comments.
Yeah, I appreciate you. I guess that's Brother Lee, our chief chief contributor, and we just had a great day, a great show. Thank you, everybody for being here on today. And for our executive producer, Dr. J, our social media editor, Ryan, our chief correspondent, I said what I said. I'm James Mack, and for Brother Lee here, our chief contributor, I'm James Mack, your host of the Magman Morning Show. We'd like to invite you to come back here on tomorrow, same time, same channel, and we'll be back with a wonderful show. Thank you all for your support. Like and subscribe to our channel here. We'll be here each and every day from 9 a.m. until 10:20 a.m. Central Standard Time, and 10 a.m. on the East Coast. Welcome to the West Coast, our West Coast family. Welcome to the Magman Morning Show. We're broadening our horizons, and we're doing the things that we have to do. I'm James Mack. I'm your host, and I'll see you on tomorrow on the Magman Morning Show.
It's the Magman Morning Show. It's the Magman Morning Show. It's the Magman Morning Show. It's the Magman Morning Show. Sitting at home or you in your car. It's the Magman Morning Show. No matter if you get far. It's the Magman Morning Show. You better tune in quick or you might just miss. It's the Magman Morning Show. The best show this side of the sea. It's the Magman Morning Show. It's the Magman Morning Show.